our brand power team. Alison Maloni here with us in Florida, and John Tantillo, the marketing doctor, with us in New York. John, great to see you. Alison, thanks so much for being with us. John, let's first go to you on this one. You know, you've been around conservative media for a long time, and give us some perspective on Rush Limbaugh, who he is. You know, for folks who've been living under a rock and really don't know, can you put it in terms of, you know, sports? People say Tom Brady is the GOAT, but Rush Limbaugh is certainly the greatest of all time when it comes to talk radio.
He was a brand original. There was nobody like him. And the reason for it is that he was honest, he was to the point, and he was bigger than life. And there are all ingredients for his likability. And there's something even more important. You looked at a point of view, or you looked at a phenomena from a different perspective. It wasn't just groupthink. He was his own think.
Yes, he was certainly he had his own way of thinking, his own way of expressing those thoughts to millions of people who tuned into him every single day. Alison, why was Rush Limbaugh so successful? There's been a lot of people successful in the radio world, but Rush transcended that success.
He was the first to really speak his mind and to own it and to be unapologetic. I remember listening to him in the radio when I was younger. My mom would listen to him in the car. Being a high school student, I had no interest in listening to what he had to say, but my mom had told me, she's like, just listen to what he has to say. He has some really good thoughts. And he really built his brand based on his knowledge, but also his personality. He was larger than life on the air, and he didn't care what other people thought about him. So he really paved the way for others to speak their mind and to be okay with voicing their own opinions. Yeah.
And that's the thing about this. So many people have so many memories, John, of Rush Limbaugh, you know, some good, some of them bad. There was some controversy, certainly, within Rush Limbaugh, but that was part of his story. You know, he dove into those waves, he took it on and welcomed in that kind of controversy. And what we're hearing, he was not afraid to stand up for his own beliefs.
Well, yeah, and you know, John, the higher you go up the tree, the more your behind shows. And what happened with Rush is the more successful he became, the more shots that came his way.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking about some of the things, you know, Howie Carr, Alison earlier on the show was talking about the fact that Rush Limbaugh had such an impact, you know, on Bill Clinton, the president of the United States. Bill Clinton complaining about the fact that, you know, he didn't get as much airtime as Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He was so powerful and impactful that politicians, they listened to him, right? I mean, he had millions and millions of followers, and he really paved the way for broadcasters. And he took his brand to a whole new level by taking what he knew from radio, but then writing books and then doing speaking. So he was so well known, not only in the broadcasting field, but also in Washington, D.C. and in politics. Everybody wanted to be on his show, and if they weren't on his show, they wanted him to be talking about them.
That's true. You know, John, there's been a lot of corporate consolidation in the talk radio world. Some people say, you know, talk radio will never be what it once was. Will there ever be any kind of semblance of the power that Rush Limbaugh had on talk radio again?
I think there could very well be. And but what Rush has done is provided a standard from which we can all be better broadcasters. And I think that that's what he has done for radio and broadcasting.
Yeah, and here we see Melania, the First Lady at the time, putting the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor you can receive in this country, this during the State of the Union last year. Things change a lot in 1 year. That's to say. John, Alison, great to see you both. Obviously, we're all very affected by this and thinking about Rush Limbaugh, his loved ones, his family, his coworkers over there at the EIB radio network. Guys, thanks for spending some time with us and sharing your thoughts on Rush Limbaugh. We'll see you soon.